Welcome to the Lads AM podcast, a show for those late night ramblings you only get when the rest of the world is asleep. This show is available in both podcast and Let's Play form. Check out our social media to find out how to listen the way you want to. Tonight, we are playing Pal World.
Of course, not reading it is what made me ostracized. But
Yeah,
If
everyone was reading Captain Underpants.
Look, I'm not defending what my thought process was as a kid. All I am saying is what my thought process was. And then by the time I realized that was a stupid way of thinking, I was old enough that if I was reading it, it would be weird. Yeah, so... So needless to say,
Chuck book.
I have not read any of the books. I am familiar with the premise, and that's really about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But now you know enough of the joke that I told Matt.
Yeah, sure.
We are all up to date.
Yeah.
We are all good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna read us that Chuck book?
Yeah, how about the truck book?
I looked for it, okay?
There's
I just
no way.
Oh, he fumbled it again.
looking for it.
This is the longest running.
I looked, okay? I don't know where the fuck it is now.
The pin is getting rusty.
Dude, that pin is gonna fall off.
Dude, by the time we actually take it out, it's just gonna snap. The plastic is gonna have degraded by then, dude.
Dude, better yet, by the time we take that pin out and I finally have the book and I read it to you all, it's gonna be the biggest letdown after being hyped for months.
We're gonna be like, Robert, these are obviously trucks. What are you talking about? Why would you disagree with these?
Like, look at this big red one. Look at this big
Dustin,
red thing they're trying to call a truck.
Let me be perfectly clear. I have not seen this book since the first time I mentioned this. I am fully ready for when we take the pin out of this, me to open this book and be like, wait, these are all trucks.
Then where did the original...
What was I talking about?
Yeah,
this is always when Robert speaks. And then he hears the words later and he's like, what am I talking about?
What are we doing here? Who is this guy? Who's the guy that was talking about this?
Dustin, that implies I listened to the podcast.
Fair.
Never. I believe in you. Huh?
Yeah, I watch all the shorts you make.
You can
Any shorts you make, I watch.
Oh, I was just saying about the book. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I will.
You show up here. You show up now. You don't got it.
I will try to track down this book, but
have you asked either of the nephews?
I will ask my sister if she has it.
Okay, how's she supposed to know? We established last time that's not. It's the kids' book.
Yes, however, the kids are too young to be able to communicate with them.
So here's what you do: you show them a picture of a book. You show them a picture of a truck, and then you go like find it, and they'll go track it down.
That's not gonna work.
Hey, you don't know
the book. They smell it, and then they recognize the scent, and then go look for their book.
That being said, an interesting text conversation with my sister yesterday.
Yeah.
We were talking because she had gotten me for my birthday a new water bottle, and I forgot to text her thank you. So we were texting, and then all of a sudden she said, also, I was ready to go to sleep. You ready? I just climbed into bed and put my foot into a puddle, and I don't know if it was the dog or Bronson who peed in our bed.
Mystery.
So I responded to that saying, isn't being a parent wonderful? I'm glad I'm an uncle. Between teaching and being an uncle, I have enough experiences with children. Imagine.
Good one, Braun.
Imagine, I don't know if this is something, certainly I doubt Matt can relate, and I'm going to assume Dustin cannot relate. Imagine climbing into your bed and just feeling a puddle and knowing that that is a puddle of someone's piss.
Why is she automatically go assume that?
Probably because what else could it be? Presuming that she's not drinking water in the bed.
My water bed's leaking.
It's not a water bed.
Obvious.
The most realistic answer is that either one of the boys peed in the bed while they were laying there, or the dog did.
Damn.
Also,
always blaming
just gonna to guess a hunch here, Matt. It probably smelled like piss.
Perhaps.
Because, famously, piss has a smell.
Not mine.
Nah.
No?
True.
Yeah.
That's
Mine doesn't.
true.
I don't know. You're talking about weirdo.
I think that means you're, like, overhydrated or something.
I'm a hydro homie.
I actually just learned something about that.
Anytime I'm
So,
not speaking, I'm drinking water.
wait, no, so seriously though. So I was always told that you know if you're dehydrated if your pee is yellow.
Yeah.
It's like too yellow, yeah.
So what Matt said is correct. It's if it's like a dark yellow.
Yeah.
I always interpreted it as any sort of yellow. On the contrary, if your pee is not yellow at all, that means you're overhydrated, apparently.
You sure?
That's what I just learned.
Yeah.
I was reading that on a medical thing a couple weeks ago.
On the medical
I'm pretty sure yellowness is just like a scale of hydratedness. I don't think clear would mean too hydrated.
No, I think clear means that you're drinking too much water.
Unless there's a ton of clear.
Yeah, no, I'm talking like clear.
Like every half hour.
If you're peeing every half hour, I think you have other issues.
You just wait. But yeah, if you're just way too high.
But yeah, yeah, if you're doing it too often, then yeah, that means you're overhydrated.
I mean, yes, that too.
I'm wondering because I've always known it to be that you're looking for clear. You're looking for clear to be healthy.
Yeah, and that's what I always thought. But then I saw something, I forgot where it was now. But I saw something that made me question that. And I was like, oh, was I wrong this whole time?
I think the general idea still stands, even if ultimately what you're looking for is mostly clear. It's still like the chart, the chart still works.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna have other if you really are experiencing like way too like overhydrated, you're probably gonna have some other kind of thing going on, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I think I think if it's clear, I think you're probably okay. And I'm a medical professional, so
yeah,
you should listen to me.
Mine has been clear enough times that I don't think it's like a problem.
I don't
constantly dealing with, and I never.
No, I don't think it's like that big of a problem. No, I think it's just saying, hey, you're drinking a lot of water. You might not need to drink that much water.
Look, you gotta take out the chart every time you go.
Like, it's better to be overhydrated than dehydrated, certainly.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
you don't want to get that like greenish pee.
I'm sorry, what?
Like a neon green almost.
Like
that's when it's like you need to drink water right now.
Were you bitten by a radioactive spider or something? I've never seen my pee be a neon green.
It's like how if
dark
you drink
yellow,
enough
sure.
It's like if you drink enough water, it comes out clear. If you drink enough Mountain Dew, it comes out neon green. Everyone knows this.
Yeah,
it's true. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're a doctor, then I'm a fucking lawyer.
Oh well, I'll see you in court then.
I'll see you in court.
I just remember my trainer telling us that during football. I like watching out for that, make sure staying hydrated because we're doing like camp during the summer. And then like a week later, I was like, huh, that doesn't look really yellow. Looks kind of green. Oh no. I go drink some water.
And then you were all set.
And I drank water and I was fine. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I've slowly been coming to a realization. And so now I drink a lot of that Clear Choice water.
Yes.
I might have found a drink I might like more.
Yeah, yeah, vodka.
Oh, well, no. Just plain water.
Wow.
Okay, explain the path that you had to take to
Wasn't the
finally
entire
realize.
point of your clear choice is that you didn't like water that much?
Alright, so hang on. So,
I
yes,
love
Dustin,
water.
yes. I
Jesus Christ.
think well, no, hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
Sure.
Um,
That's all I ever do.
You ever do.
so one of the things that I had made the mistake of doing is occasionally bringing one of the Clear Choice bottles with me to work. So once I was doing that, I was drinking a lot of Clear Choice and not a lot of regular water.
Okay.
And recently, in the last week or two, I realized that when I'm thirsty, I go for Clear Choice. And while Clear Choice tastes good, it's not the best at quenching a thirst.
Not particularly, no.
So, especially going back to my sister getting me a new water bottle, I started using it. And oh my goodness, when you're thirsty, it really helps to drink water.
You did not just discover water. You did not just rediscover water. I believe this is a whole new level for you, Rob. You did not just discover that water is good when you're thirsty.
Oh, look,
I refuse to
okay,
believe. I refuse to believe
Matt,
this.
Matt, when you're, I'm gonna say this. I have a thought, and I know I'm gonna start talking, and you're gonna want to interrupt me. So just let me finish my thought first, okay?
Okay.
When you're like me, and you're a little neurodivergent, and you're really, really smart in very specific areas, whether it's knowing Pokemon or knowing history, geography, whatever, there are going to be other areas where I'm a complete fucking moron. As you already know, I'm a complete fucking moron when it comes to movies, when it comes to common sense. And I'd like to think
Two things. Two things.
and I'd like to think that drinking water when you're thirsty falls under the common sense.
I don't like the niche subjects of Pokemon movies, and then you just lump in and common sense.
Here's the thing is there are people who have common sense and there are people that don't. And I've always been one of the people that don't.
Mhm.
And I'm at peace with that, even though it makes me look like the biggest fucking idiot at times. But because I'm at peace with that, I don't mind admitting when I'm a fucking idiot like that. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm just glad. Hey, you're gonna live a more hydrated, balanced, healthier life now, and I'm happy for you. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
I mean, we'll see. I'm drinking Clear Choice right now, so.
Oh my. You know what? You do you, man. You're not doing
Yeah.
drugs.
Soon the
True,
clear
it's
choice to
not-
regular water ratio will change over time.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Matt, you've been playing Pal World.
Dude, this game is so stupid. It's pretty fun. I'm genuinely enjoying myself. It's like it's Rust. If you've ever played Rust or know anything about Rust, it's just Rust with
Mhm.
Pokemon. So yeah, we've just been catching little guys. And you can send them to your base and they can do things. And you can also like hurt them, but you don't want to do that. You want to be nice. You want to be nice to your friends.
Yeah, fuck that. So I asked them when I first joined talking. I was talking to Matt, George, I forget who else was there. I said, "Are you guys treating them like friends or are you treating them like slaves?"
I will say right now, I have been treating all of them like friends this entire time.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like it's the same thing of like Yeah, they do stuff at the camp, but they're just contributing to the cause. Like you're trying to survive out here in the wilderness, and
You're a
they will.
commune.
Yeah, it's a commune, but like a chill one. It's like it's not like, oh, we're tying them up and making them break their backs over mining rocks. Like,
I
no,
will
there's
say
one.
you're not the worst person I've heard today. I think that has to go to Seth.
Who's like yelling things at them to make them work.
Seth
Acting
joins
like
in voice and within 10 seconds yells, I think it was, work harder, you fuckers.
basically.
And I was like, okay, so you're treating them like slaves.
It's all part of the game.
And listen, the option for slavery was there, and if you want to take it, it's up to you.
In a video
Dustin,
game.
I said this earlier to them. You weren't here for this. This game is gonna bring in a whole new generation of slavery.
Oh, it's not. Where is the connection to real life here? If you're stuck on a deserted island and there's a bunch of weird creatures, people are gonna be like, "Oh, just like the video game I played."
Dude, people fucking do whatever. People are weird. I mean,
I don't think this game is gonna be what people are like. Hey, you know what? It's actually kind of chill. I think it's quite all right. Look, George may or may not have already caught a person. Okay. But it's
I did
fine.
find it really funny. You could catch people with a Pokeball.
It is very. It was a bad guy. It was like a Team Rocket. It was the equivalent of a Team Rocket grunt. You think they're acting on their own accord anyway?
Listening to Matt try to morally justify catching a person.
It was
was
Hatsune
quite
Miku trying to
interesting.
justify catching a person.
Because you were literally like, well, they were already a grunt for an enemy, so they already had no autonomy.
Yeah. Do you think Team
Which is
Rocket
kind of fucked up.
Do you think Team Galactic grunt with their goddamn Purloin and their Zubat? Do you think they are like? Do you think they're like fully people?
Yes,
I don't think so, man.
they were brainwashed into a cult, and then you're rescuing them and putting them in your cult.
No, that's Cult of the Lamb, dude. You're thinking of a different game.
Oh my goodness.
That is actually the plot of that game. I played that game also. I made Weezer.
We made Weezer?
Yeah, I made all of my subjects blue and named them after the people in Weezer.
Oh my goodness.
It's fantastic stuff, man. Yeah, but no, this game is fun. It's stupid and it's in like alpha or whatever, but it's a fun game.
Yeah.
You go around, you collect resources, you go and fight dungeons, you collect little guys, and your little guys have powers. Like this guy right here, this little guy, you can build a harness and then hold them like a flamethrower. Like you hold them like a dog, but they shoot flames. It's like if you like just picked up a Charmander and it was like flamethrower, and he did it on command. It's sick. Pokemon's never done that.
I will say this.
It's like HMs, but cool.
The game that I'm watching you play and the game that I saw in the trailers, they are like two different games.
Yeah, I mean,
and I have to say, the game that I'm watching you play looks a lot better to me than the game that I was looking at in the trailer. Because the trailer so oversold the guns that it literally looked like Pokemon crossed with Call of Duty.
I think it's
This is more Pokemon, but also survival.
It's more like Arceus.
Yeah, it's sort of like Legends Arceus.
You're going around collecting things. I know the guns are coming, but it's kind of like a mid to late game thing.
The point I'm getting at is the guns aren't like a main seller.
Yeah, not the beginning. Yeah.
Right. Well, the trailers made it seem like the game was nothing but going to be guns.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. That's the fun part. That's the gimmick. Pokemon with guns.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's a stupid gimmick.
I don't think it's as stupid as anything else. I don't think it's I've seen weirder. we've probably played weirder.
You shoot animals with guns sometimes
Yeah.
I don't. I'm opposed to hunting.
in video games.
Oh, well, yeah, in video games, I'll slaughter the shit out
I'm
of
just
animals,
saying.
sure.
Just saying. I wasn't even talking. Just in general, I'm saying you shoot animals with guns sometimes.
We've played weirder games.
I mean, yeah. I'm also not
I
trying to
just don't
come
see
over
why it's
here
a
and
stupid gimmick.
I should also say that I understand why people would like this game. I'm not trying to say it's a bad game in any sense. It's just, I know for me, I have tried playing Pokemon like games, including like, I know when I was younger, I tried getting into like Yu Gi Oh! Bakugan. I've tried like ROM hacks of Pokemon. And pretty much none of them I'm interested in. I've not found any of them that I ever was like, "Oh, this is good." So,
Pokemon purist.
very much so, yes, for
I
me.
understand that.
Again, not that there's anything wrong with people who like this. It's just not a game for me, and I can be okay with that.
This game fixed the main problem I have with Digimon.
And what's that?
I don't like the designs of them in Digimon because they go from little guys, like cool little guys, to mechs with guns.
Yeah.
And this game fixed it by not getting rid of the cool little guy aspect, but keeping the guns. They fixed all the problems I had with Digimon.
I see.
Like that thing. Sick. Also, like
Digimon
you're
was
at the
weird like that.
you're at the camp and you're cooking your food because you got to cook food to live.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah. You gotta
Crazy.
cook the
Meaning
food.
food to love. What a
But
weird
then,
concept.
if you throw out like a fire type, they'll help you cook fast,
Mhm.
and which makes sense. But then some other time you're building something, and you have your sheep out, and then the sheep comes over with a hammer, and it helps you cook stuff. And like, I didn't give him a hammer. Why does why does my sheep have a hammer? I didn't give him one.
Hmm.
But it's cool. They're your friends. You know, I'm only gonna, only. I didn't want that. Yeah, no, it's fun. We're only like a couple hours in, but I want to keep going.
Nice.
So, what's been going on with you, Dustin, this week? Anything crazy?
It does. I saw one of your coworkers at while I was out today.
Did you?
Yeah.
By
It was a
that, do you mean you
real,
saw a person with a mailbag?
It was a real prick, though. I don't know if you know him.
No.
He's like really
Wow.
short. He was like really short and blue. He didn't say anything to me. I tried talking to him.
Really short and blue.
What?
Like maybe like 4 feet tall. Like blue, kind of like rounded on top. Eats paper. It's kind of weird, actually.
Eats paper.
Oh.
Oh,
The mail collection.
A mailbox?
Yeah, I saw one and I was like, oh, I saw one when I was walking home from work. The same one I see every day, but part of me was like, oh, Dustin's coworker.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know where that came from, but
I think me and Dustin were both just baffled there for a
I'm like,
minute.
how long does it take? How long will it take?
I was like, I don't know why he would make a Smurf joke, but also they're not 4 feet tall, so he's not talking about that.
I was just like 4 feet tall blue. I'm like, what are you
Rounded
talking
at the
about?
top. So confused. I probably know which one you're talking about too.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a prick.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. I was trying to talk to him. I was like, hey, do you know Dustin? And he just said nothing.
There are a lot of bad collection boxes where they just won't open for you. And you have to like try beating the shit out of it essentially to try to get it open.
That seems abusive to your coworker.
What is opening
deserve
one
it.
like?
Wow.
Do you feel powerful? Like not not many people can do that.
Yeah.
Like this is a
Yeah,
unique experience that only I'm one of few people that can have.
only my trade can do this.
And like no one can tell you no because the government's telling you to do it.
Only your trade can what? Abuse people?
Oof. Open the collection bin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I thought we were still talking about abusing
He's
coworkers or something. I
he's
was like,
still
what?
mad that I had to hit my hook coworkers sometimes when they're not doing their job correctly, like opening. Man, typically that doesn't work. So we have to tilt the whole thing over, so then it can so all the pressure's like on the door, so you can unlock it, then open it. Which is scary because they're always like bolted to some cinder block, whatever. So it's like, okay, please don't drop this on my foot. Please don't drop this on my foot. Please don't drop this on my foot.
I realize your job was so dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
You're a hero.
I could die at any moment.
Hey, my job's dangerous too. Any day, someone can
Especially
go
when
in
I'm
with
there.
a gun.
Right. Just stronger than you know what? I think you're like right under Marines.
Dude, it is going to
And
be
I'm right
really
above Marines.
fucked up when someone posts a list of like top 25 most dangerous jobs in the country and teacher is somehow on there.
Bro.
Like, that's going to be the moment where people are like, this is fucked up.
And
I mean,
probably
I
not
guess
be.
we're already at the moment where people are like, this is fucked up. Like, no one's doing shit about it. So,
Yeah.
Did you see the what they're actually focusing on?
what now?
There was this guy, I think it was like a Georgia, I want to say, council government
Okay, yeah, sure. Fuck
congressperson
Georgia. Yep.
somewhere in
I want that to be the
in
next
there.
TNT. A council governed person.
Council
Like,
governor from like
because we had president, mayor, governor, a council governed
governor.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, go ahead.
They're continuing on with that like fake story about there being litter boxes in
Oh,
schools
interesting.
for furries, which has been like disproven multiple times
Oh, so many
for the
times.
past 2 years.
Yep.
And they all just keep sourcing every single like conservative media outlet or politician keeps sourcing each other's stories about how like their brother's wives daughter goes to one of those schools. Like the most like
I always know a guy.
no story has less than 3 degrees separation from when they heard it. But the late also I'm stuck in a wall, which is why I'm
I've been wanting to talk about this for a bit, but I was gonna let you finish.
hey.
How did you get out of bounds?
I respawned in a wall. Actually,
Hey, Alpha baby.
Not for you to get a sound bit from me similar to Fanning, but maybe just try killing yourself.
How am I supposed to do that?
What if you reload?
Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyways,
I guess you can. Oh, so the new bill that they're trying to pass or whatever, will allow teachers to call animal control to have the student escorted if they won't stop.
Wait, what? Say that
They
again?
won't stop using the kitty litter?
Stuck in the wall again. No, it's like if they won't stop disrupting class because they're trying to act like an animal is basically what they're saying. They can call animal control and have
I
them
can tell
removed.
you that as fucked up as the middle school is that I have to work at, the one thing I've not had to deal with is students acting like it. Well, I mean, they always act like animals, but like not like cats and dogs.
Yeah, it's a mix of they just have no idea. They just have this such like small brained view of what like a furry is, and they think it's like they just like act like the animal like all the time, and they're like really disruptive, and they're doing it 24/7, and it's not. They have such like the way they interpret it is just like so just out there that they just plain don't understand. And then this guy's like, if they're the guy, there's a video of the guy who's like trying to get this bill passed talking about it, and he has like so she's like, if they're gonna act like animals in the school, we need to be. If they're gonna act like cats, we should be able to take them to the pound. And then they always say cats, and it's like, bro, like, what are they gonna do? Act like dogs and just go wherever they want? Like it makes no sense. But I was dying. It's really funny watching it, and everyone does it. Like it all started, I think, with like I think the whole thing started with Joe Rogan like 2 years ago.
That's when it got really big, yeah.
And it's just this weird echo chamber. And I don't know, because when I think about it, and Rob talking about how teachers, the most dangerous job up there, let's not address the reason for that at all.
Right.
No.
Let's come up with a completely different thing we should focus
Let's
on.
not deal with the 30,000 issues the teachers actually have to deal with.
No.
But instead make up this non-issue that we like to pretend exists because it makes liberals sound crazy. And
Like
deal with
every
that.
single time any
That
school.
being said, I will say right now that while I do not agree with this, Matt, okay, I think that if I could go into my classroom next week and tell the kids, if you're going to continue acting like wild animals, I'm going to call animal control on you, that would be a fucking killer threat.
That would go hard.
It's like
that student remember that for life. Those students remember that for life.
That would go hard if I called animal control because they were acting like wild animals.
I like the idea that they probably at no point like animal
considered that.
I know it's like animal control would get called and they'd be like, "All right, what's up? We're here to get like a raccoon or something," and they're like, "No, the student." And they're like, "What?" Yeah, like we legally can call you for this now, and they're like, "Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it."
I would never actually. I would never.
What are you talking about?
Even if I legally could, I would never actually call animal control. What I would do is tell the kids I'm going to, and then pretend to dial.
That's fair.
And if they had just heard on the news, and if it somehow got passed, and they had just heard on the news,
oh, they don't listen to the news.
That league, okay.
Unless it was on TikTok, they don't know about.
They have ears.
Dude, where do you think I get my news from? It's
Dustin,
TikTok
if they have
Twitter.
ears, that's news to me because they don't listen to me.
Yeah, because okay. Have you considered getting like a tie of Subway Surfers?
Okay, that follows my point, Matt. They don't listen to the news.
Yeah, but they're force-fed the news on every social platform they watch.
Not really.
Yeah, you constantly get news on like Twitter. And especially if it's something like this that
drives
media
on who you follow. Also, a lot of them don't use Twitter anymore.
Oh my.
They literally just use TikTok.
Yeah. And if you've never seen
TikTok.
And if you've never seen TikTok news translated for Gen Z?
Well, I don't use TikTok. I use YouTube Shorts.
God. So there's oh my god.
But B, even still, I don't think a lot of them would care about that stuff.
People, they're still generally aware of that, though.
Yeah,
obviously not watching intent. They're not coming home at 6 o'clock to watch Fox News or CNN or anything like that. But they still generally hear about stuff. And I think something like being able to call animal control on kids would be a big deal, and they'll probably end up hearing about it by accident.
It's because okay. So I don't get it. What happens is something big happens in the world. And social media pushes that to people, regardless of what they do because they think it will entice them and keep them on the platform longer to look into it. That's why if you go through TikTok, and I'm explaining this to you, you go through TikTok, sometimes you see something that you have no idea why you're seeing it. It's because it's constantly going to check, hey, maybe they're into this now. And if it's big enough that it gets media attention, it starts trending on places, or people that they follow start talking about it. That's how social media works. You don't just click a button saying, "Do you want to see the news?" And you're like, "Nah, I don't care about the news. My parents watch the news and they're lame. I don't want to see the news." And then you never see a clip from the news ever. It's very possible that even if they don't normally watch the news, a story that's like so outrageous and particularly pertaining to like their age group, social media is that's gonna get promoted to them, regardless.
Yeah, all right, fine.
My favorite thing, just Matt, you mentioned earlier about like how these right wing people can always be like, I know my wife's cousin's friend, whatever. Like they always know a guy. My favorite
Always.
Hassan bit, whenever someone says something like that, like, oh, I know someone who knows this, he's pretty much it's come back to that as always. Oh, you know a guy? Well, guess what? I know two guys. So what are you gonna do about that now? my two guys says that didn't happen. So that's where we are. Trying to one up the I know a guy with I know two guys.
Pretty
I
solid
know.
comeback.
My brother's my brother's cousin's wife daughter went to a different school from this other kid they kind of know, where they said they talked about furries once.
And I'm scared of that.
It's true.
Has me
Eh,
quaking in my red
and
boots.
and everyone here, and it just, and everyone starts knowing about it. Not what every school that has ever been reached to out about it are like, no, why would we? No, we have never even considered doing that. What's your deal?
Another crazy law that
Please,
someone tried.
I want to hear if you're going to talk about what I'm about to talk about. So go on.
It probably is. Is it about Nick?
No,
No. Oh.
no.
Nickelodeon?
No, Nick, a former winner of Survivor,
Oh,
who eventually became a state, not like not the U.S. Congress, but the Kentucky Congress,
Yeah.
whatever they're like a
yeah.
delegate. I guess they probably
For
call it.
reference, he's talking about a former winner of a season of Survivor.
That
Yes.
went on to.
He went on to become a politician.
Oh,
in Kentucky,
okay.
yeah.
So he's a state. Serves on the state house for the state of Kentucky. So
Yeah.
not federal government, state level government.
Yeah, not federal. He's at the
Anyways, what
Kentucky
about
level.
him?
He accidentally tried bringing a bill that would legalize sex with your first cousin.
What do you mean he accidentally did?
I've heard
I don't
of
know. He just all he said is that he didn't mean to. Like it's one of those weird things where you're trying to update an existing law, but when you're trying to take certain extents out, it's like, okay, so you just technically legalize this when you take out
Yeah.
this wording.
Isn't it that happened with like
basically
drugs
did
all the
that.
time?
Hang
Yes.
on, I'm looking
Yeah.
into this.
It's the same way how certain drugs get legalized by accident. He's basically trying to update an existing law, and he's like, okay, that's my bad. I didn't realize that would legalize sex with your first cousin. That's not what I was trying to do.
Okay, wait.
That happens with hard drug. Yeah.
Reality TV star turned politician pushes for legal first cousin marriage in Kentucky before claiming error. Wait, all right. This is really fucked up. So I am reading that as the headline, right?
Mhm.
I scroll down, and the first thing on the left I see is more on incest. I don't want to read more on incest. Jesus Christ.
I'm actually quite all right. Actually,
All right,
I think everything I know about it now is enough.
Okay,
Reason
so
about it.
he was sponsoring House Bill 269, which
Nice.
sounds like it accidentally removed first cousins from a list of relatives it is illegal for a person to have sex with.
There it is. Yeah.
So they were
Wow.
updating this list, and they accidentally somehow must have forgotten to include cousins.
It's funny how stuff like that can happen by accident. And then he has to come out and say, "I do not support first cousins marrying each other." We just forgot to put them in the list.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
I know I'm from Kentucky, but please believe me.
Of course it's Kentucky.
Right.
So he clarified. It is also worth saying that this guy is a Republican, also, Matt. But anyways,
You never
he
know.
clarified the purpose of the bill is to add sexual contact to the incest statute. Currently, incest only applies in the case of intercourse, meaning sexual touching or groping by uncles, stepdads, or anyone was not included as incest. They wanted to fix that. So the law is actually trying to change. He's trying to change it for the better.
Oh yeah, obviously.
It is just really
He's
unfortunate
really fucked up.
that he accidentally forgot to include cousins. I think
Proofread, people.
God.
Proofread.
Isn't
that
it like
is
people's jobs
is
to do that?
that is such an easy, small mistake, though, and it was caught quickly. So, like, this is something
quick
where
enough.
there's a lot of smoke, and it really ends up meaning nothing.
Yeah. That was still a funny story. That
Like he said, during
Yes,
today's
exactly.
session, I'm withdrawing the bill, and I will refile a bill with the first cousin language intact. The fact that I was able to file a bill, catch the mistake, withdraw the bill, and refile within a 24-hour period shows that we have a good system. I understand I made a mistake, but I hope my mistake does not hurt the chances of the corrected version of the bill. It's a good bill, and I hope it gets a second chance.
Oh, what happens if a bunch of people come out of the woodworks and are like, "Nah, we're not
We
letting you
preferred
fix
the
it."
version with it.
Yeah, like they didn't like they. Dude, they were just sleeper agents this whole time.
No, the thing about law that I wanted to talk about, Dustin. Fuck the Federal Highway Administration.
That's what I've been
saying that.
saying. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, but have you heard the most recent thing, Matt?
No, I just hate cars and
Dustin, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What did
Prepare
Oh,
to
they-
you
be angry.
haven't? Alright, so you ever drive, or in Matt's case, be a passenger in a car on the
Mhm.
highway, and
Oh,
there's these electronic billboards that have messages about, like, buckle up or whatever.
yeah.
However, they say something that's a little humorous.
Yeah, sometimes
where
people
it's
get a little
like-
funny with it.
Yeah. No, those are being banned in 2 years.
Why?
Because apparently they're distracting to drivers.
They were too based.
To which people have said, well, what about billboards that are advertisements? Are those not distracting to drivers?
Those
Have like
are
phone numbers on that you try to remember.
Hey, we want you, not only do we want you to look at this, we want you to actively be reading out this number and also read out our catchy slogans and look at our big bright graphics that are purposely meant to grab your attention.
That
is what
really
they are.
stupid. Yeah, it is really stupid. So they literally want it. They gave a sample of what the billboards should say, and it was literally something like buckle up or face fine. And it's like, cool, thanks.
Hopefully we have a little fun.
Yeah, no fun at all. Like, are you kidding me? What a stupid thing to have to focus on.
To like care about.
Yeah. And their justification, like I said, is that they're distracting. They were citing cases, and I don't know how the fuck this was happening, but they were citing cases where people would see a sign and then pull their phone out and try to take a picture of it or something. I don't know. But like that seems like those people are just being stupid.
In that situation, the phone's the problem, not the sign.
Right. Like I don't get it.
Hey, it wasn't my fault. I was on my phone looking at this thing. You were on your phone while you were driving? No. That's not what I said.
The sign made me do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for the sign.
Signs should be simple, direct, brief, legible, and clear. It's like, oh my goodness. What a stupid thing.
Now people are going to be crashing because they're going to be yawning. Look at these signs. So boring. They're going to be falling asleep at the wheel reading these signs.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, real snooze fest over here.
Although
It's not even
actually,
a funny sign.
they might be already backtracking.
Nice.
Because this article that I'm reading says the story has actually been updated to correct that the FHA does not ban the use of these signs, but it strongly recommends avoiding them.
Oh.
Hmm.
They were listening to us just now.
Maybe.
They knew they were going to get roasted on the Leonard Zam podcast, so they've backpedaled so hard.
Oh, well,
They
I
were
hope
already
they don't
being
bring it up.
roasted on Reddit for the last 3 days, so.
Anything but Reddit.
Boy. What about Reddit? What now?
I was saying anything but Reddit.
Yeah.
Anything about Reddit.
I saw a post on Reddit the other day from r/gaming.
Oh boy. Yep.
And it asked what game of the year winner from the game what's it called? The Game Awards. Yeah, the Game Awards. What game of the year winner from the Game Awards could you just not agree with? Like you just can't see why it won.
Like which wait. From any year of the Game Awards, do they mean? Or
Yeah.
do they mean okay.
And they asked which game of the year could you just not get behind? Like you just couldn't get behind it winning.
Okay, I'd have to
And,
relook at the winners, but go on.
Literally everyone said Overwatch.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
What year
Why,
did
though?
Overwatch win?
Not that I agree. That's what I was assuming
Oh, okay.
everyone was going to say. Because it's an easy thing to look at. It's an easy thing to look at what the game is now. Granted, I've had nothing but bad. Like everything I hear about Overwatch for like the past, like I feel like few months has been terrible, and I've hated
Yeah.
every single one of them.
Alright.
It's a lot. It's very. I think it's very
2016, it was
easy.
popping off.
Yeah, I think it's people don't realize like how
Yeah.
like culturally significant like on the internet Overwatch was when it came out. I think it's very
Yeah.
easy to look at what it is right now and be like,
I'm
wow, that looks.
I'm looking at the games that were nominated in 2016, and if I had to choose one of them, I would almost certainly go with Overwatch.
Dude, Overwatch 2016 was sick.
So the other games nominated were Doom, Inside, Titanfall 2, and Uncharted 4.
Inside. I
Yeah.
love Inside, but you're
I mean,
grasping
don't get
at
me wrong,
straws
those-
for game of the year.
Yeah. Those are pretty good games that year, though, but Overwatch totally clears them. Like,
Yeah,
that was
It
like
was-
the biggest deal that ever since it came out that year.
yeah. None of those games had like but none of those games had like internet cultural significance like Overwatch did.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, Uncharted 4 was a good game. Okay, cool.
I mean, it was good. Yeah, a lot of people find me someone that's like Uncharted 4 is my favorite of the series. Honestly, somehow they improved upon it 4 times in a row. Find anyone on the internet that will say that. It's not that.
Finally,
I'm
like
looking-
I played Uncharted 4 nonstop all 2016.
I'm looking at a list of the winners of Game of the Year, and I think I know which one. There's 2 here that I think should not have won. I think there's 2 I have here that should not have won, in my opinion.
What's that?
2014 Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay.
And
That's a weird one.
2019, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, that game was pretty. A lot of people like that one.
I guess, but like,
That was a pretty.
I'm
That
thinking
was.
Game of the Year, I think, like you said, it has to leave an impact on the industry. Like every other Game of the Year winner here, like I can say it left an impact on gaming history, I think. Those two I don't think had. Now, in defense of Sekiro, I'm looking at the nominations and I don't have a better option except for maybe Smash Ultimate. But I think calling Smash Ultimate Game of the Year is also kind of messed up, so like, don't. But 2014, honestly, looking at the nominees, Dark Souls 2. I think the Dark Souls franchise, both Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 are all very influential games.
That's fair, yeah.
I don't know, man.
And if not
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2, you also have Hearthstone here.
Hearthstone.
I'm just saying they're games that I think left more of an impact on the gaming as a culture than Dragon Age Inquisition.
A
Bayonetta
recent
2
Dragon Age
also?
game. Bayonetta, yeah. I don't know,
Like,
man.
I don't know why Dragon Age Inquisition was the winner, but maybe it's just me not knowing Dragon Age that well.
Dude, there are Dragon Age fans fuming right now.
Maybe.
Guaranteed.
They'll just have to deal with it.
Did you ever see the Spider-Man fans after last year's Game Awards?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. There were so many. I remember watching this like compilation of people of like Spider-Man fans seeing Baldur's Gate win, and they're literally like, "How? Who is playing this game?" And it's like, bro, it cuts to the charts of the player base, and it's like, dude, everyone. What are you talking about?
Everyone's playing Baldur's Gate.
And people are like, the gameplay is so trash. It's like, what do you? Gamer who has never missed an attack before suddenly has an attack miss and is like, nah, I can't play this game. This game's insane. It was so funny. And then it's just watching people mauled over the game. It's like, oh my god, Spider-Man. You can
People get really pissed off with or people get really like defensive over some of their games.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gamers. What are you gonna do about it, man?
I know, seriously, gamers are the
Like,
worst.
Seeing other people get mad about the game, whatever game it was that won Indie Game of the Year.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone's like, what is that? No one's even fucking heard of it. What game is that? And they're comparing it to like, I think it was like Pizza Town or whatever the game they
Pizza
were
Tower?
was.
I do remember that.
And like the game that won had like 1/10 of the amount of plays that Pizza Town had. And there's like, who's playing? How do you win? The hell?
Yeah, that's part of the issue. That's why I don't really like watching award shows like that, because in general, I think it ends up being kind of stupid.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Every award, any time that you're gonna have people like, oh my god, can I?
I mean, it's best not to like treat awards like they're a huge thing for you as a fan, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Ultimately, it's not
it'd
for
be
you
cool
at
if the
all.
thing I like. Yeah, it'd be cool if the thing I like won the award. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be cool, but you know, it's not huge. Shouldn't
I'm
be a
not
huge
gonna
deal.
throw a riot.
Sure, yeah.
Mine probably won't even make a fucking angry tweet. Probably talk about it on the podcast, but that's about it.
This is my platform, and I can say whatever I want. The Game Awards was rigged. Spider-Man was robbed.
Alan Wake shouldn't have won anything.
Alan Wake should have won Game of the Year.
No.
I can say whatever I want. This is my platform.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. You can say whatever you want.
You can't take that away from me. I can also say the Earth is flat.
Oh, no.
The Earth is flat. They have litter boxes in the classrooms.
Birds aren't real.
Birds are not real. The moon landing was fake.
What about the Japan's moon landing today?
Japan's
Also
not
fake?
a real country.
Oh, Japan's not a real country. Okay.
Nope.
They made it up to capture nerds, kill them.
It's not a real country. I don't know what it is. They make bigger cartoons though.
I was gonna say they make anime.
They're really cool cartoons. They hypnotize you to wanting to join, and then you fly over there and your plane crashes. You never make it to Japan. Have you ever met anyone who made it to Japan and came back? No.
you ever met someone from Japan?
Shinzo Abe, that's not a real person. He made that up. Someone
Damn.
got assassinated. It's not even a real country.
Damn. I mean, truly, what makes a country a country?
Wow. Questions to ask your teacher to make them quit their job.
Yeah.
Rob, what makes a country a country?
It's actually a really complicated question that no one seems to agree on, which is why if you ever ask the question how many countries there are, the most correct answer you can say is about 200. Because it depends on what definition of a country you're going with. In general, the most commonly accepted thing is something along the lines of you need to have your own government, you need to have your own clearly defined borders, and most importantly, you need to be recognized by the majority of members in the United Nations.
Who gave them all that power?
The
The
United Nations.
countries.
That seems suspicious.
So that's where it gets tricky. Like, for example, that's why Taiwan is not technically a country. Taiwan is not a country. Palestine is not a country technically according to the United Nations. I do not support Hamas.
gotta mention it.
Gotta mention it as we
Hey,
talking
cover our
about it.
base. We're covering our bases.
Covering our bases.
I'm not getting called out.
But that's where you get into those kinds of tricky situations. But currently it is widely accepted there's about 197 countries roughly.
We need 3 more.
We're actually going to be
Rob-
getting we're actually expecting to get a new country in about 2 years, I think it is now.
They just find it somewhere.
Well, so there's this territory of New Zealand, an island in the Pacific Ocean called Tokelau. And currently, Tokelau is considered a part of New Zealand.
Isn't that the girl from Danganronpa?
I don't know which. No.
It's only for Rob.
No. But anyways, they're technically a part of New Zealand, even though they're like thousands of miles away from New Zealand. And so New Zealand has been trying to get them to become their own country for a while. But Tokelau
New Zealand doesn't want them.
Not really, because it makes politics in New Zealand complicated. So, from what I've heard, and I'm trying to look it up to make sure I give the most accurate of information. But from what I've heard, they've finally reached an agreement that in 2026 they will become their own country.
Nice.
I'm trying to look up any sort of confirmation about this, but in May 2008, yeah, they've talked about it. I think one of the other issues they have is that if they became an independent country, they would be a really tiny country with like no power. Basically, they would be the fourth smallest population of any country with only 1,500 people. They would also have the smallest economy as a country. Whereas being a part of New Zealand, you don't think of New Zealand as that influential of a country, but it's probably among like the top 30.
They got Gabe Newell. Yeah.
So, like, them being a part of New Zealand gives them a little more speaking power in the world. But yeah, it's a whole weird situation. Other than that, the only other places where it's likely we're seeing new countries in the future is if Israel, Palestine ever get their shit together, if Taiwan and China ever get their shit together.
Jeez. Wow. So
Um,
yeah, that doesn't
and
build a lot of
then
confidence.
and then there are civil wars happening in Africa that could lead to more African nations as well.
Okay.
So we might get to 200 in our lifetime, but who knows? We'll see. Oh, that being said, one cool thing about Tokelau, they are the first, if you want to consider them their own separate country, they are the first 100% solar powered nation in the world.
Nice.
100% solar power.
Shout out.
Yep.
That's what we need. If Tokelau can do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
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 Tokelau's gonna be a world power.
Yeah? You want to move there?
Yeah, actually.
All right, cool. Sounds pretty solid. Oh boy, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to get more sleep somehow.
Damn.
Sleep more.
Yeah, well the issue is I have to get up so early in the damn morning for work. And then y'all, especially men, people in the Discord, keep me up till 10 or 11.
You can't blame us for that. I'm not letting you do that. You could leave anytime.
You're right, I could,
leave at
but
you can leave anytime. Hey, you're like the first one when Fanning's like, "Hey, I'm gonna turn in." You're like, "What, dude? It's not my fault."
No. You're absolutely right. I'm not trying to say you're quite literally like keeping me awake, but it's more like it's more of FOMO. You know what I mean, Matt?
Fair.
Like,
that's fair.
Like I don't wanna leave while y'all are still hanging because maybe funny shit's gonna happen and I'm gonna miss it.
You don't want to miss out on the vibes, man. I get it.
Right.
The vibes.
But me not wanting to miss out on the vibes means that I get not as much sleep as I would like. How much sleep do you get, Dustin, usually?
8 hours.
What? What'd you say?
About 8 hours.
Yeah, see? I'm lucky if I get 7.
I believe in you.
Weekends I get a lot. I'll probably go to sleep at like 12:30 to 1 o'clock and probably sleep for a solid 10 hours.
Have you tried sleeping faster?
What do you mean?
Sleep faster so you get like 2 hours for every 1 hour.
I don't think you understand how that works.
I think I understand pretty well.
He's Googling it just in case.
Can I sleep?
I'm still trying to Google Tokelau independence and get.
Can I sleep faster? What if I sleep on like How to get more sleep. Okay, how about this? You lucid dream. You learn how to lucid dream. Okay.
Yep.
First
Okay,
step.
sure.
You learn how to lucid dream. Second, you dream you go to sleep in your dreams. Therefore, you're getting twice as much sleep because you're sleeping twice. You
Mhm.
double the amount of sleep you get.
Hmm.
I think what needs to happen is that when you guys are vibing in Discord, at roughly 9 o'clock, just start yelling at Robert to get off and go to sleep.
No.
We have to come up with the most
We
polarizing.
need to help our
topic.
friend go to sleep.
We
So
need
we
to
should
come. We
start
need to
yelling
start
at him.
coming. We need to start coming up with. We have to come up with a list of things Rob does not want to talk about or not want to do, and insist on doing that.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. If y'all just keep playing this game every night, that'll be an easy way to turn me away.
Perfect plan.
Perfect plan.
Yeah.
I
maybe.
cannot think of a better plan.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
like, let's talk about. Hey, let's just talk. Hey, we're gonna be up for another 2 hours. Let's just talk about how much we hate Pokemon.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how much we love Alan Wake 2.
Yeah,
How
Alan
great of a
Wake
game it
2,
is.
dude. My top things: 1, Alan Wake 2. 2, playing video games at a normal pace.
Speaking of hating Pokemon, though, this is a very minor thing, but I need to talk about it now because if I don't talk about it now, Dustin's gonna get on my ass in January 3rd, 2025 about how we didn't talk about it and it's talked about in the topics channel, and I'm not gonna remember what the fuck hashtag cancel Breloom means.
Okay,
So,
let's hear it then.
alright, so as y'all know, I watch Pokemon anime. We're
You do.
in Gen 6 anime. There's an episode we saw recently that involved a Breloom straight up sexually harassing another Pokemon.
Are you sure it just wasn't Brock?
No. Wait.
Like this is like first time.
That's kind of Brock's thing.
No,
First time?
so no. So this is what happens. Breloom finds a Pokemon. Breloom approaches a Pokemon. Falls in love. Is like, hey, I like you, and they're like, I don't care. And Breloom reacts by kidnapping them.
Uh-oh.
And it is really creepy when you actually think about it from Breloom's perspective. Because Breloom is not being cool.
Yeah, but then the lesson is that Breloom learns that what it was doing was wrong.
Sort of. Not really.
What's the Pokemon episode end with him getting away with it?
No, it ends with the Pokemon still fucking off, and Breloom is like, actually, Breloom was upset for about 2 seconds and then saw another Pokemon and liked and fell for that Pokemon.
So you're sure it wasn't Brock?
Pretty sure, yeah.
What season is this?
Late Kalos. So Brock isn't there.
Yeah, so they just like, how do we bring back Brock?
Oh no, they have enough love episodes as it is. Serena has a Pancham that falls in love. Clemon has a Chespin that falls in love.
My favorite is my favorite is when Meowth and Oshawott fall in love with the same Purloin.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out the Purloin was a boy the whole time.
That was a pretty good episode.
And they're like, what?
That was pretty solid. That was pretty gay. Pretty gay.
Pretty gay if you ask me. They're like, what? No, how could this be possible?
Yeah.
That's preposterous.
Absolutely preposterous.
How
Should just count as whiskers.
is that what it is?
I don't know. I was just taking a guess.
Yeah, you could have. You honestly could have binked it on that one. Not gonna lie.
It sounded good enough to Matt to believe.
Knowing poke. Honestly, yeah, you could run with that. I appreciate this. I appreciate the hustle, man. Yeah, you count Purloin's whiskers, and that's how you tell. Yeah.
No, they don't have any differences between gender.
If you can
That's
look at
shame.
if you can look at a Pikachu's tail,
Hey, Mr.
Thank you,
Pokemon,
Jared.
I got an idea for you.
I'm not
Mr.
sure
Pro-
if I'm Mr.
Hey.
Pokemon or if Mr. Pokemon is like the Pokemon.
Hey,
company.
can you get
Pokemon
this?
Company. They're listening
Hey,
right now.
okay.
Hey, if you can get this out to Reggie Fils-Aimé, I have a couple ideas.
On
I
that note,
think-
though, oh, sorry.
So
go
you
on.
take basically the gender difference for Wobbuffet,
Yes,
and you make it for every Pokemon.
just give them lipstick.
Yeah, I mean you'll never make the mistake again.
What about Jinx?
We get rid of that Pokemon.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah, I think you know what. I say we stop adding Pokemon.
Yeah.
I say we start getting rid of some.
We
Make a
start
new
getting rid of
game.
them. They have
you
Matt.
don't
That's
add new
that
Pokemon.
people threw an outrage. Remember over Gen 8 not including them all.
that's because they didn't get in. That's because the Pokemon didn't get in the game. The concept of the Pokemon still existed. What I'm saying is we get put them in the Disney Vault.
Oh my goodness.
No longer
Hey,
existent.
This not only is this Pokemon not getting in the game, it's not getting in any games.
I mean,
You will never see it on another card, another plush. We're taking the plushes off of Pokemon Center.
you say
You
that,
will-
Matt.
You will never
But,
see it again.
Between Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, Legends Arceus, Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, there are still about 9 Pokemon that you cannot have on any Switch game.
And
They're already getting started. They
Yeah.
agree with Matt.
Yeah, except the 9 that they chose are kind of random.
do you know that? Do you know them off
It's
the top
fair.
of your head?
So you know the monkeys in Gen 5?
I do.
That's a lot of them.
Oh, wait, that would be 6.
Imagine
right?
at least 6.
Yeah, that's like 6 out of the 9 right there.
All right. You know what? I agree. We didn't lose much.
Gen 6 Furfro.
We have beef. We have
Almost
personal
pulled it
beef.
from-
We have personal beef with that Pokemon, so I say it's good to get rid of them.
And those are the only ones I know off the top of my head. I'm looking
Oh,
it up.
so we've lost nothing.
Oh,
you know what?
I think the Patrat line as well.
Hey, the world's still spinning, bud.